Hi, welcome to Tailored by Naylor Creative Art Studio. I'm Jessica. Let's get started.
Okay, so today we're going to be drawing Rumi, Zoey, and Mira, the K-Pop Huntrix. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off today looking at the tailor station right off so that before we even start drawing, you can make up your mind about how you want to draw your Huntrix. So here is Rumi. With Rumi, on this one I drew one winking eye and one eye open. Because it's just a way for you, in case you don't know how to draw eyes that good, it's a good way for you to draw eyes. It's just to draw a closed winking eye like this, or two excited eyes like I drew right here on Zoey. And then right here on Mira, I drew the same thing. I just did what I tailored differently on her is that I gave her something to eat. I put noodles in her mouth and she has chopsticks. But you can tailor yours any way you want to. Remember, the tailor station is over here so that you can see different ideas and then decide what you want to draw whenever we're drawing. Yours doesn't have to look exactly like mine. Alright, so now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and come in about right here and start drawing their heads. So their heads are basically just kind of circular shapes like this. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between each one. And then I'm going to come in and draw their necks. Their necks are, of course, just two lines coming down and then kind of going off to the side like that for their shoulders. We'll come in later on and draw their outfits. All right, and then I'm going to start with Rumi. So for Rumi, her hair right here in the middle, her hair kind of comes down in the middle like that. She has like a widow's peak. So kind of that's her, it's kind of her hairline. Her head shape is almost like an apple or like a very rounded out heart or peach. And then right here in the middle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw kind of a heart shape. It's kind of like a squished heart like this, because as you know, her hair is in a ponytail, so this is where her ponytail is going to start. And then on top of that heart, I'm basically just going to draw two more hearts on top of that are kind of hidden behind the first one, so that can be her ponytail, that like the braid of her ponytail going backwards. Alright, right here, I'm going to start on the second heart and bring her hair down. This is being pulled up into a ponytail like that. And then I'm just going to, up here at the top, just start bringing her ponytail down. It's just a bunch of loops or curves like that. And then we're going to give her two big eyes. Right now we're just going to draw them circular like this and put pupils on the inside like that. Then when we come in with color later on, it'll make her eyes really pop because they'll match her hair. Alright, over here for Mira, Mira's hairline is more of, I guess, an apple shape. So she has two long pieces of hair that come down like that. And so I'm just drawing two kind of hook or candy cane shapes like that. Alright, so she has two ponytails. We're going to draw one band right here, or scrunchie. And on this one, we have another scrunchie, but this one actually has the shape of like a dagger coming out. So it has like a kind of two lines going up like that. Then it gets pretty sharp right here. It's like a star shape. Then the two sides coming out. Like that. Alright, so now for her ponytails. So we're just going to basically draw the shape of like a rainbow shape. Like that. So pretty much a rainbow. And then instead of ending the rainbow right here, we're just going to bring it down really far. And we're going to stop it about right there because it's going to go behind her body once we draw her body. So we need to do the same thing. It needs to come up to about right here. Come out the other side, come in a little bit, and then out. Alright, so now we're going to draw her eyes. So about the same height as Rumi's. I'm just going to draw two circles like that. We're going to draw the pupils on the inside, or irises. I keep saying pupils because I normally draw just big pupils when I'm drawing kawaii art. Alright, so just irises like that, and then the pupils are actually on the inside right here. It's small circles for our highlight circles later on. Alright, and right now is a great time for me to remind myself to draw her eyelashes, which are like this. They're called cat eyes. Which just have one like sharp point off to the side, like that. Alright, I'm just gonna draw some light spots where their eyebrows are gonna go, and their noses. So Mira's gonna have kind of a frown on her face. She's ready to go to war. She's ready to fight or hunt. All right, so Mira has on, actually, before we get to their clothes, let's go on over here to, I guess we could put eyelashes on Rumi now. Before we go any further, I'm gonna draw 2 on Rumi, like that. Just kind of, again, rainbow shapes above her eyes, and then kind of just flare it out on the side to give her 2 lashes, like that. All right. For Rumi, we're just going to give her a smile kind of to the side, like that. Alright, so on to Zoey. Alright, so Zoey, her hair seems like it might be the easiest because she just has 2 balls just kind of on the top of her head, like 2 ballerina balls, but they're kind of the hardest. I guess it's because of her bangs. So her bangs are kind of cut kind of short like this. So we're just going to draw that line first. And then just like Mira, she has 2 pieces hanging down. The only difference is they don't start way up here in the middle of her forehead. They just kind of start on the side like this. And they don't hang down nearly as long as Mira's do. Alright, so I'm going to cut that off right there and do the same thing on the other side. Just a line coming down, a curved line. Another curved line. And then kind of slant it like that, like a cut, like a bob haircut. All right, and then right here, now I'm drawing these things really dark with my pencil, and I'm gonna have to remember to come back in and erase it before I start coloring, because once you color with alcohol markers, the alcohol kind of makes the layout set, so it's really hard to go back and erase it later on. All right, so here are her bangs, and then I'm just going to come in whenever we do detailing. Probably when I black line it, I'll come in and add the little parts coming up so that it looks like they're like her hair is actually falling. Alright, so finishing her head, just coming around like this. She doesn't have a part or anything. And we just are going to add 2 scrunchies, just like we did on Mira. And add her little ballerina shaped balls up here on top of her head, like that. There's one. Alright, and there is the other one. Alright, for her eyes, same thing as Rumi and Mira. I'm just drawing circles. And what's really cool about the Huntrix is that their eyebrows are the same. Their eyebrows and their irises are the same color as like their main color. So Rumi's are purple, Mira's are red, and then Zoey's are blue, like dark bluish purple, like indigo. Alright, so that is it for Zoey. We just need to add her irises. And for her, I'm drawing her irises looking downward like this. Here are her pupils, nice and big, and then the highlight circle will go right there. All right, so now to probably your favorite part, which is their outfits. All right, so for their outfits, we'll start right here with, actually let's start with Mira because hers is probably the simplest. So she just has on a t-shirt, so we're just gonna draw a curve like this. Another curve to give her t-shirt a collar. We're gonna bring her shoulders down like this. Both of them kind of come down. All right, and then for her shirt, we're just drawing 2 lines about right there, coming down on both sides. We're gonna connect it because it's kind of like, maybe bring it down a little bit more. It's like a crop top, so it's cut kind of short. All right, then up here on her shirt, we're gonna draw won't miss with only 1 S. We'll draw, I don't know if it's flames or what it is, but I'm gonna draw a shape that kind of looks like a crown shape, and it's actually easier just to draw this when we color it. It'll be easier to, make it really pop whenever we add color to it. All right, so then her sleeve, just draw it kind of coming across like that. This sleeve, same thing, just coming across. All right, so then her midriff area right here is just 2 lines coming down. Then I'm gonna connect them by drawing a curve. Then she has on a skirt, so we'll just draw kind of a flared out trapezoid shape. So it's smaller up here, 2 lines coming down, and then we just connect just like this. Mira is probably the easiest one to draw the outfit for. All right, for her legs, we're just gonna draw, for right now, we're just drawing both of her legs coming down, kind of 2 lines coming in at an angle, and then 2 lines when you get to about her knee, just kind of bring the line straight down perpendicularly like that. All right, for her feet, we are just going to flare our lines out like this, and then bring it around like that. It's kind of a curve, has a point on the inside. All right, like that. All right, because she has on some short boots that are gonna stop about right here once we come in and finish drawing them. And then she has stockings that are kind of thigh high that come kind of way up there. All right, for Mira's arms. So in one arm, we're just gonna draw her arm coming down like this, 2 lines that are perpendicular, that don't cross, that are just the same. Bring this one down a little bit more, and then we're gonna turn it like that. Because in this hand, we're going to show her holding, I don't know what her weapon is called. Her hand kind of comes up like this, her finger, and then we just bring it back like that. All right, so her weapon, whatever it is that she is holding, is basically, looks like a stick, but then it has like a star shape on top. If you know what this shape is or what her weapon is called, type it in the comments so that everyone else will know. All right. Another thing you could type in the comments is, which one is your favorite? Is your favorite Rumi, Mira, or Zoey? All right, so there is the wand. All right, so we'll put her, for her fingers, since she's holding the wand, just draw kind of oval shapes, like the shape of hot dogs, like that. But on her thumb, they're coming out. So kind of like that. So the stick is coming out of where her thumb was. All right, then we can finish her hand by drawing this line, getting smaller where her wrist would be, and then going back out where her fingers would be. All right, so there is her hand. All right, well, her first hand. All right, for the other one, because hands are pretty hard to draw, anytime you can't draw a hand, just draw the line coming down like this, flare it out like that, and then you can just curve it around like this and tuck it behind the person's body, like that. Alright, so that's it for our Mira. The only thing we need to do is smooth out her face, like that. We need to bring her hair in so her ponytails kind of can come inward. Like that, kind of going behind her. This side needs to come down a little bit longer so that it matches up with that side. Alright, and I think that's pretty much it for Mira. Alright, let's move on to Rumi. Alright, for Rumi, who is we're going from the one that is the easiest to probably the one that is the hardest or most detailed. Alright, for Rumi, she has on a jacket. So for the first thing we're going to do is draw the collar of her jacket. It's kind of, I guess, a curve up here on her shoulders, then 2 lines coming inward. Then draw perpendicular lines. Remember, perpendicular means it's 2 lines that won't cross, so like that. And then we're just going to kind of close this shape kind of in a, I don't know, it kind of has like they look like short pencils or like candy corn shapes. Alright, then we'll draw a collar behind that, so that's her shirt right here. Alright, for her jacket, we're just drawing 2 lines coming down, probably about that long, and then we'll stop here. Alright, so her jacket, this is her sleeve. We need a curve coming down, and we're gonna make this sleeve kind of have a flare so it kind of gets big or like bubbly like this, about right there. And then we'll draw the cuff on it kind of small like that. Alright, on the other side, we're drawing almost the same thing. The only difference is this one is going to kind of flare, come outward more, because we're going to draw her weapon, which is like a sword, right here. And so it's just 2 lines that kind of come up to a point right there. And down here, we're drawing like an oval shape around the sword like that. Alright, then we're going to draw just her fingers. So her fingers are kind of wrapped around the bottom part of the sword. So there's 3 of her fingers. Alright, then we can draw her thumb kind of coming back like that. Alright, and so we're just going to wrap her sleeve around like that and not actually draw the cuff or where it meets her hand. Alright, for the rest of her jacket, so we're just going to kind of curve this around, bring the jacket down, bring this part of the jacket down, draw the bottom, I don't think they're called cuffs, but the bottom band of her jacket right here. And then bring the rest of her body down. So right about here, we'll stop and come across for her belt. So right here in the front, we'll draw a buckle, just a rectangular shape with another rectangle on the inside. And then on both sides, just draw 2 more rectangles to finish off her belt. All right, Rumi has on shorts, so we're gonna draw kind of curves right here for her hips, bring it in, and right about here we'll draw a line and then bring her shorts down, probably about right there. Alright, so there are her shorts. They pretty much end the same place that Mira's skirt ended. Alright, so for her legs, we're just drawing her thighs coming down like this, and the same thing we did for Mira. Once we get to where where her knees would be, we'll just draw straight lines like that. And then she has boots on, so we're going to draw it a little bit different. We'll draw a line right here for the top of her boot, come down, and we'll flare it out a little bit, then bring it to the front to like a triangular shape, and bring it back in like that. Right about here, we need to draw a fold for her boot, Alright, and we'll fix this whenever we come in and color it. On the other side, this leg is going to be kind of turned to the side, so you'll be able to see more of her boot shape. So about right here. We're going to draw the heel of her boot, come up. The front of her boot just kind of comes down to that shape. And then the bottom is just kind of made like that. Alright, so now we have both boots. Alright, on this side for her jacket, this is not actually right how her sleeve is coming in front of this part of her jacket. So we need to erase that part and just kind of draw the front of her jacket like that, coming up, and her arm would actually be behind this front part of her jacket. Alright, so on this side, we're just going to draw her arm sticking out a little bit. And then we're going to flare this little line out to the side to show her hand. And then, I don't know how to explain why a hand would look like this, but it kind of looks like a Pac-Man shape because she's going to be holding another sword in this hand. So let's see. Alright, so right about here is where we're going to draw the rounded part of the sword that she's holding on this side. Alright, so about right there. And so, I don't know if they're called hilts, but the hilt, or I think that's the name of it, the part of the sword that you hold is back here, and so her hand is actually wrapped around it. Alright, so those are both of her weapons. Alright, next we need to add ears, because she has earrings on this side. We're just going to draw a rounded one. On this side, just a circular earring. Alright, and we need to finish her braid. So we're just going to keep drawing kind of, I don't know what shape this is, maybe an oval shape coming down behind her. Then we can kind of bring it coming outward over here before we add the last one about right here. It just kind of looks like it's kind of the shape of an apostrophe. It's kind of, or a comma. It's kind of big like that at the top, and then it points like that. Alright, so that is it for Rumi. Well, no, I forgot. We need to add her necklace. So we'll just draw a line like this and a shape like that. We can draw pockets on her jacket like that, just kind of the shape of a pocket. On this shoulder, we're just going to draw like a patch with some sharp points like that. And I think that now is it for Rumi. We can draw lines on her shorts for cuffs if you want to. Tailor her outfit however you want to. Alright, so the last one is Zoey. So for Zoey, she has kind of a cross-necked shirt, so it's kind of like the shape of an X. I'm just going to draw an X to get started like that. Connect the two bottom pieces of the X and draw her shoulders kind of coming down. This arm for Zoey is going to be coming out because she's going to be holding her weapon. If you know what Zoey's weapon is called, leave it in the comment section. I would love to know if you know what they're called. So she is holding, it looks like a star type dagger. So I'm going to draw the same, almost the same shape. The points on this one actually point upward. Alright, and then her finger. So we need to draw her hand. So for her hand, I'm just going to draw a curve like that. At the top, I'm going to bring it around like that for the first finger, and the second, third, and fourth. After the fourth one, I need to bring the sharp point that I drew at first, like that. All right. So for her shirt, it's kind of another crop top or tank top shape. So I'm just going to connect it with the curve like that. Draw 2 lines coming down, and then we'll start Zoey's pants about right here. All right, so her pants are kind of bubble or poofy pants, so we're gonna start the poof shape about right here, and just bring it down and flare it outwards, and do the same thing on the other side. Just curve it, bring it down and flare it out, and then curve it at the bottom. All right, and then we'll leave both of the bottoms pretty big, and then bring them back up about right there. Well, maybe higher. Kind of want them to be the same, about right here. All right, so there is a tie on hers, so we'll just draw kind of a bow shape at the top. Like that, almost another X shape like her shirt. All right, for her pants, there are 2 stripes. Here's one going down like that, and the other one coming down like that. All right, we'll tuck her arm also. Well, I guess we'll kind of tuck it. Just bring her arm down, and then about right here, you can draw her hand kind of coming out. The same way we did with Rumi's, and just kind of draw that same Pac-Man shape, just kind of wrapped around this weapon that she has in her hand. All right, and then she has like a chain on the side of her pants, so we'll just draw that for now in pencil. Just a bunch of circles that kind of start at the top and then come that way. All right. We need to add her eyelashes now in pencil, so that when we come in with a marker, we don't forget to draw them. And I think this is almost it. We just have to draw her shoes. All right, so we're gonna draw the cuffs of her pants like this. And then for her shoes, for this one, we're gonna do it the same way we did Rumi's over here. We'll draw kind of a side view. All right, and then for the other one, we're just going to be drawing like a front view. All right, like that. And that is it for Zoey. All right, so what we'll do now is we will go to a time lapse. Okay, so that is it for our KPop Huntrix. All right, I hope that you enjoyed drawing this super long but fun drawing with me. If you did, please make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications so that you won't miss out on any Tailored by Naylor videos. Bye!